mm, 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 mm. Not the Red Baron, not Charlie Brown. Think I've got the message figured. Another pilot down. And all the devils and angels with beautiful capes, taking them to the flame, taking them to the flame. Not the Red Baron, I'm sure, not Charlie's wonderful dog, not anyone I really know, just another pilot down. Maybe I'm just hearing his last little sound. Many there know some girls with red ribbons, the prettiest red around. Who wants to live forever? 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 Good vocal exercise. Welcome to another episode of the apocalypse. Are any of you beginning to believe yet? Was the seed pile not enough? Was the 440 billion made first priority in the first month not enough? Is the Hitler Youth not enough? Is Mr. Van Rensburg the original brown shirt? Is he not enough? Is the concentration camp not enough? Well, how about this one? A hole in wormwood? What did you say? You heard correctly. A hole in wormwood. What a coinky-dink. Let us begin. Come and see. Come and see. Yes, a hole in wormwood. You know, again, when people, and the Midtown Motor Inn, and there's 300,000 people on one little piece of Graham. Anyway, enough with the tomfoolery. I say things are checking boxes. I say I'm seeing the story play out before my eyes. I don't want to see the story. I don't have fun doing this, people. I don't have fun saying these things. I'm trying to guide you through it, man. Again, I'd love to go hide in a cabin somewhere and just relax and play guitar and smoke weed and sing and work out a little bit and just let it all play out while I chill, nice and safe and cozy. Isn't that what we all want? Well, this ain't that time, son. This is going to be the worst time ever in the history of mankind. I'm here to tell you that. I'm here to hold your hand and guide you through it. Because there ain't that many out there that are about that right now. I can see that. People with the knowledge. Most people with the knowledge are free to say something. Some people with the knowledge are even taking part in this little scheme. Because they don't want to lose their congregation, their status, their money, their privilege in life. They don't want a hard life. They work too hard to have a nice life. Then, oh shit, the Antichrist is on our team. Gotta run with it, I guess, because, you know, that's just what people do. Gotta keep paying the mortgage. Gotta take care of the kids. Gotta maintain. Gotta stay in the rat race. Gotta stay ahead. Have more numbers than problems in your bank account. That's the goal of our existence, unfortunately. So it's not that time anymore. It's all over. This country is over. And if you ain't seen enough to tell you that, son, they're not building a government. Have you noticed? They're dismantling one and pocketing the money, just like I said they would. Just like he did to Twitter, Mr. Leon, the false prophet. Did the same thing to Twitter. Dismantled, ruined, stole what profits there were, what loot there was to steal. I imagine that'll go bankrupt at some point, or Donnie will just throw, you know, Twitter a $200 billion contract. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And here's some of the repercussions. And hey, we're only a month in, Rubes. So you got a lot more of this coming, worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I promise you. This is about, I don't know, the 100th story I've seen of some Rube all pissed off. This was in Yahoo News, it looks like, and people posted it all over Twitter today. And it starts off with a quote. I voted for Trump because I wanted him to ruin other people's lives, but now he's ruining my life and it's not fair. That's a quote. I don't know if that's actually from the story. That's the poster saying that, but he put it in quotation marks. Maybe it is a quote. I don't know, but that's really what you guys voted for, let's be honest. You voted, you know, partially out of hate, a lot of you, maybe not all of you, but a lot of you. The guy promised to go after certain people that are part of America. You heard him say that. It did not sway you. So in other words, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're just like him. That's why you co-sign this for the third time. There's no more excuse for you. So you knew what you were getting. You were just hoping he would only hurt other people. And some of you, even after he hurt you last time, you voted for it again, because that brainwashing is just too deep in there, man. Too deep in there, and you can't ever let it go. What a damn shame. It's going to cost you everything, your world even. Let alone your country. That's already gone, son. Long gone. November 5th, 2024. Been gone since that day. I don't know if you noticed. I did. So here's part of the Yahoo News story. We voted for border security. We didn't vote for my husband to lose his government career and benefits for which he has worked so hard. Hold on, Rube. Hold on, liar. Hold on, disingenuous human being. Yet another one. Pretending like they didn't know the package they were getting. The guy said he's going to lock people up. The guy promised a revenge tour. The guy promised with Leon Scum. You knew he was part of the package deal. You did not give a fuck. You saw what he did to Twitter and you laughed about it. You thought it was funny. Now it's happening to you, son. And it ain't so motherfucking funny, is it? Watching people in the thousands or millions even losing their fucking jobs. It ain't so funny now, is it? And shit like this is going to happen to rube after rube. How many of you do work for the government? Because they want everybody to quit. And they're going to make you as miserable as possible until you quit, or they will just fire you outright due to, staffing cuts to save money. Everything's to save money, yet we ain't saving jack shit. We awarding contracts for $440 billion and $500 billion to Altman. And that's just two of them, or three of them, excuse me. Two of them went to Leon, of course. Gee, he has an office right down the hall. I wonder how that happened. So again, let's not lie here. You saw Leon as part of the package deal. You saw what he did to Twitter. You saw how he operates. He's a rich, fat-ass daddy's boy who wouldn't have been jack shit but a used car salesman without his daddy's money, let's be honest, and without the American taxpayers' money. And this is how he thanks us. He takes over our government via buying Donnie shitbags and loots us after we made that cunt rich. The biggest welfare queen parasite ever to be born since the beginning of humanity. The biggest leech. No one has sucked more blood from America, and he's still sucking more than leech-ass Leon scum, son. Anyway, let's continue with the rubes trying to convince us that they've been hoodwinked. No, none of you have been hoodwinked at this point. I have zero sympathy for you. You gave my country away, son. Fuck you. And reap the motherfucking whirlwind that you have wrought. Motherfuckers love, building whirlwinds. They don't like reaping that motherfucking shit, though, do they? Here we go, the millionth story, and we're only a month in. Some rube, I didn't know. Yes, you motherfucking did, son. Lie to yourself. Don't lie to us out here in Candyland. So, no, you did vote for your husband or person, whoever, to lose their government job, because Leon and Donnie promised huge cuts to government before the election. You knew what you were voting for, but just like the person said who posted this, you were hoping it would only hurt other people. I heard a farmer back in the 2015 to 2019 or whatever presidency for Donnie, 2016 to 2020. I heard a farmer get on camera, and I heard rube after rube say things like this. I didn't know it was going to affect me personally. I talked to some of you who had that same attitude. I'm doing okay. So what's wrong with the country? That attitude, son, has now cost you everything. And the rest of us too. And now all of you are going to come cry on the internet as you lose your job, your house, your this, your that. For 8 years, we've been warning you. But again, you people knew better. You were the wise ones. Everyone's trying to trick you. The evil liberals, right? No, son, you were the evil ones. Do you get that concept? And it doesn't matter if you agree with me or you believe it, because it will be proven at the lake what you really was. No matter how many times you lie about it or how many times you try and convince yourself that you were a good person. No, you never stood for nothing good. You put your name on the beast, son, 3 times. What the fuck good are you? Except with the hand of Satan and the ushering in of the end of everything. Especially America. Anyway, let's continue with this idiot's story who I have zero fucking sympathy for. Vote for Jack the Ripper. Don't get mad when people get killed, son. You knew what you was buying. It's been advertised aplenty for 8 years. All the abominations And you became an abomination the second you put your name on that fucking beast. The beast, to be exact. I know you thought it was going to be a liberal. I know. It had to be, right? Because that's what you were heard a million times online. That's what you're brainwashed into fucking thinking in your rubery, in your zero attempts to seek wisdom in life, just parroting the goddamn talking points that the right-wing grift machine fucking throws at you and then laughs at you when you parrot it. You got to hear stories like Sean Hannity coming up to Bill Maher in a bar. You fucking idiots. And trying to have a drink with him, and Bill tells him, yo, why don't you fuck off, asshole? And Hannity's like, oh, come on, man. You know, it's just entertainment. It's just blah, blah. You know, it's show business. And Bill's like, yeah, no, it ain't show business, son. In other words, I believe what I'm saying. That was an old Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a new creature now, a very rich one. And when people become very rich, they have a whole new outlook on life. And it usually starts with tax cuts. Even though they got billions or millions. And they really need that money, right? Anyway. This possibility is looming over countless families right now. We don't know what our financial future holds. Well, I guess you should have made wiser choices in life. Isn't that what you tell people on welfare when you're on Facebook, or say about people on welfare? You should have made better choices. Well, I guess the rubes who chose the fucking Antichrist, literally, should have made better choices in life, huh? Because again, I don't subscribe to that philosophy that, no one deserves this no matter who they voted for. No, we are adults in this world. Our choices have fucking dire consequences. So seeing politics and the direction of your country as a football game, as a worthless fake-ass culture war, that has cost you everything now, and the rest of us as well. Good thing not all of us thought that way. Otherwise, it would have ended a lot sooner, huh? If we all thought like you. But hey, it's the end now. You got your wish. Enjoy it. Enjoy the whirlwind. Enjoy the loss of your government jobs. Every rube that voted for this, which again, he told you he was going to shit can yo ass beforehand. But again, you got to own the libs. I know. The right-wing grift machine said you're wise, confirmed your biases. You thought you were wise. Not a damn one of you was, lest you turn away from it before now. And you still have a chance to be wise for the first time in your fucking life by turning away from it right now. Let me guess, the loss of your government job that you didn't vote for, right? Jerk off. If there were going to be another election in 4 years, which there won't be, son, sorry. That's over. Who would you vote for? I already know the answer to that question. That's how lost you motherfuckers are. Eternally lost. Anyway. My husband dedicated the better part of his life to this country. I guess he should have made better choices. First in the military and now working for the government. I guess he should have made better choices. I've watched as he busted his ass every single day for this job. I guess he should have valued his job, his family, his wife, and said, you know what? Let me not vote for the orange maniac that says he's going to cut millions of government jobs. Because I'm a biased cunt who's too stupid to vote in his own interests. All of you in this story here. So he busted his ass. Well, again, he didn't value his sacrifice, did he? He just said, fuck it. I'm going to play games with it. Donnie wouldn't really fire me, would he? Of course he would, son. How many people got to go through this life? When someone shows you who the fuck they are, believe them the first motherfucking time. Donnie's shown us since 2015. He was a scumbag before he even won the first election, and the whole world was shown that. Let alone now, my God. You people know he's an abject traitor and he stole documents to give to other people, and you still put your name on it. He said he would slash all your jobs, and you still put your name on it. You saw your farms go to fucking hell during a tariff war. Some of you committed suicide. And I bet a lot of your family still put their name on it now that you in heaven or wherever you is. A lot of you that lost your farms, I bet you still put your name on it. That's how fucking lost you are, man. It's like these people here. Hey, if I see Jack the Ripper up there with a bloody knife, I don't give a fuck what letter he's got next to his name or what the pastor at church tells me to do. Fuck all y'all motherfuckers. I see Jack the Ripper, be he Democrat, Independent, or Rube. I ain't voting for him. I ain't put my name on that. Why? Because I don't want to vote against my own best interest despite any brainwashing attempts by the right wing in this country or the left wing. All I know is one party's taken Russian money. Have you noticed that? One party said, fuck it, I'll betray every citizen here. I'll even support the fucking Antichrist to keep power. I'll take Russian money. I don't give a fuck. I don't see Democrats doing that. For all of you jerk-offs out there that the liberals are the bad guys, the GOP are the good guys. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't even live in reality, son. Not by a damn sight. The GOP are the good guys. The party of the fucking rich? Where first priority is always tax cuts for multi-billionaires? You fucking fools. Well, he busted his ass every single day. Well, he didn't value that sacrifice. He didn't value that blood, sweat, and tears, boy. He just gave it all away, handed it right to Leon because of brainwashing and bias. Our story is like many others, yet the Trump administration see them as budget line items. Yes, again, you watched him grift the first presidency. Leon and Donnie said what they're going to do. And they said that they see you as budget line items. You just disregarded all that. You disregarded his rapes, his abominations, his defamations, his frauds, his grifts, his lies, his blasphemies. You disregarded it all. You had blinders on. You don't want to see none of it because it was on your team. Therefore, you have to defend it to the grave. Guess what? You're going to have to defend it beyond the grave, lakeside. Oof. I would not want to be you, man. Especially if you take that gift he's going to give you. Then it's just flat over for you. I can't help you. No one can help you. I don't even know why I'm trying, honestly. So yes, Donnie does see you as a line item, and he sees all these departments that he's cutting and people he's firing as more money in him and Leon's pocket. That's it. That's what you gave your country away to. Straight up orange-faced con man wearing a diaper full of shit and a grifter from South Africa who wouldn't have been nowhere without his daddy's money. What would he have been? Absolutely damn nothing. He's been the biggest leech in the history of mankind. Especially on America. No one ever had their hand out more than Leon Scum, boy. Not even close. Okay, so they're not done. They start cursing. We are not a fucking line item. Well, no, you are. You voted for it, remember? Donnie and Leon told you what they were going to do. But you said, I hate liberals. I got to own libs. I vote R. It doesn't matter if it's Jack the Ripper. Doesn't matter if it's the Antichrist. And that's not even an exaggeration in this moment. That's literal. That's what you've people fucking done. You voted. You put your name on the Anticristo. And again, I don't want that to be true, but it just is, man. Don't worry, you'll get the picture when he starts demanding worship. You'll understand. He pretty much does demand worship. People have to lay tribute at his feet as if he's Caesar. Have you noticed that? Where are we at? We're not a fucking line item. We are real people with families who need to put food on the table just like everyone else. Again, you should have weighed these things in your decision making instead of looking at it as the Buffalo Bills against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In other words, when it comes down to you and your family's survival, Rubes, you should vote for your best interests, not the person that says he's going to fucking fire every government worker and mix it up in there. You heard that. You cheered it on because you thought it wouldn't hurt you. I voted for it. It can't possibly hurt me. You don't know the beast you's dealing with, do you, son? Again, people like me have been trying to scream it from the mountaintops for 8 years, what you dealing with. But again, you all knew better. I wonder, I'm not even reading the comments. I wonder the bitch-ass little 5 comments, how many of you are talking shit or defending it? If you're Russian or whatever, I get it. You're trying to earn your potato and flask. I understand. Still ain't going to help you. None of this is going to make Russia any better, by the way. You got some Chernobyl radiation coming your way soon, too. So keep trolling, jerk off. And don't worry, you're not going to have to go back to pimping out your mothers and daughters anymore because it's all over, baby. It's Armageddon. It's fucking Revelation. It's the apocalypse. It's all over. And you, dickheads in the basements in Russia with 80 smartphones in front of you, all sweaty and smelly with a fucking wife beater on and a bottle of vodka and some fucking spoiled ass potato that Vlad gave you. You helped make it happen. Pat yourself on the back, guys. Great job. Great job putting that hole in Wormwood today, too. That was ace boon work, man. Not fucking World War III, Armageddon, end of the world at all. We have done nothing but support this country. No, son, you're a traitor to this country by proxy. You didn't support jack shit. That's why your country's over. Because you're a traitor, because you're stupid, because you're ignorant, because you're so easily played by an orange-faced con man who holds Bibles upside down simply because he has an R next to his name. That's what cost you everything. You did. You were given a choice by the spirit realm, by the worldly realm. With your vote, you chose to put a knife in your own heart. And you laughed about it and you cheered it on. I guarantee it. And, you know, they think that is supporting their country, voting R. No, it's not. You're actually being a traitor to your country. You're hurting your country. When have Republicans ever cared about America? When? I don't remember that time. To be disregarded and tossed out to save a buck is sickening. Yeah, but he told you in advance what he was going to do. You're just like him. That's the problem. That's why you're going to lose everything. See, again, people made the mistake, just like in 1939, think, it's just politics. Hitler ain't really going to do that stuff. No, I explained to you guys for 8 years again. But I know Nikki doesn't know anything, right? You guys do. I know. I explained to you how these things happen. No one cared. And many other people explained it as well, and no one cared. So here we are. The people that knew better are going to get what they want. They're getting what they want. They're losing their jobs. Got guys worried about losing their farms already. Again, you watched him tariff the fuck out of people for 4 years. And again, it's only to put money in his pocket. That's why Donnie loves tariffs so much. He sees any federal government money as his money. I told you. I support Trump on many things, they write here at the end. Reminds me of the people that buy 170,000 Tesla Cybertruck. It fucks up in the first month, costs them thousands. They're complaining about appointments with the service center because Leon fired everybody. They're going through hell with this thing that they paid $1.70 for. And then at the end of their comment, they say, "But I still love my Cybertruck." Oh, you mean your lemon? That's what you're talking about? You fucking fool. Yes, when you go online and you complain about something for an hour or in a paragraph long post or 2 paragraphs, and then at the end, "But I still love my Cybertruck," that makes you look like a fucking idiot, rube, mark, fool. You realize that, right, people? Every one of you that do that? Or are these just like PR things that Leon puts out? It wouldn't surprise me. Here we go, Liam Neeson. Elon has found zero fraud. He's found aid programs he doesn't agree with. He can go fuck himself. Indeed, he can go fuck himself. And he has found zero fraud. And they're really targeting like DEI things. And they're just really, look, the goal is just get rid of departments, get rid of employees. We will take all of their budgets and pocket that shit. Leon's already pocketed $440 billion. Leon is projected the budget because of all the things they're doing. It's projected to cost more. He's not saving any money at all. That's not the goal, though. You saw what the goal was when in the first month, fat ass Leon takes 442 contracts, $440 billion. That was priority number one. Not helping these rubes. They want to get rid of these rubes from government. They don't care if you voted for them. They don't plan on having elections again. You don't know that? You haven't gotten the bulletin? He didn't leave last time. Why would he leave this fucking time? Again, you guys watched him try and overthrow the government. There is no justification for your support, and you know it, but you did it anyway and became a traitor by proxy, by putting your name on it. Don't come crying to us when you lose everything, because people are going to die in the future after you fucking rube idiots lose everything. Us Christians and Jews out here, we're going to die. Because you're a cunt. An easily manipulatable, malleable, ignorant rube cunt. People are going to die because of you. They already have. There's already a concentration camp. Again, everybody thought this was politics as fucking usual. They said the same thing in 1939. That's what I forgot to say earlier. And a lot of us tried to tell you, every once in a while, I've been saying this for 8 years, a figure comes along and it ain't politics as usual. For all you people out there that say, "Oh, both sides are the same. It's all the same fucking shit." No, it isn't. Not when a busyist comes. And that's what Hitler was. There's a beast described in Revelation that has something like 10 heads or 7 heads or whatever. Anyway, this beast that has multiple characters on it is a representation of all the empires of the world that have come through time. About 7 or 8 of them, I can't remember. What does that tell you? This is something that occurred to me recently. Every time an empire rises up, Satan latches on to that shit and makes his attempt at where we're at now. That's what he was doing with Hitler, all the empires of the past. That's why they're listed on that beast. That's why that beast represents it. Because every time a new empire emerges, Satan butts in there. And look where we're at now. Look what you're seeing. This is the maximum expression of that. The final expression. The ultimate expression. That means people gonna die. Thanks to rubery. So poor babies that lose their homes and lose their farms and all that, that's fucking horrible. But guess what else is going to happen as a consequence of your fucking actions, you fucking children? Human beings will die. Some won't get food aid now because Leon and Donnie just had to get that US aid out of there. Some people are going to starve to death because of that. You know that, right, Rubes? As you're bitching about your cushy government job you're about to lose. Again, you people think you're good people, you're not. And you're going to have a rude motherfucking awakening once you take that mark, once you take that gift he's going to give you and make yourself irredeemable. Oof, oof, oof. You don't even know what's going to happen to you. I do. Specifically. So yes, Elon has found zero fraud aid programs he doesn't agree with, and really programs he wants to loot. That's the real goal of all this. Dismantle and loot, just like he did to Twitter. Trump is signing an executive order today defunding public schools that require vaccines. I find this hilarious, you vaccine people out there, you people that think the Republicans are on your side with the anti-vaccine stuff, or even RFK Jr. is. No, guess what, idiots? And you already know this, it's public available information. When they finally developed the COVID vaccine, which was a little quick for my liking, I've never taken it. Anyway, when they developed the new vaccine at the very end of Trump's presidency, guess who got it first? Donnie Shitbags got it first. Everyone in top-level federal government got it first. And I mean everyone. Because they were scared they were going to die. I imagine everyone at state-level government got it first. Then it was available to you rubes who were taking ivermectin and all this fucking bullshit. My God, you rubes. Taking horse dewormer, for fuck's sake. You could be talked into motherfucking anything. All it has to have is an R next to it, boy. You take fucking animal medicine. You'd applaud and cheer on a motherfucker with a brain worm. And you'd applaud and cheer on a motherfucker with orange face paint, leaves his house in orange face, and wears a diaper full of shit. And you'd applaud and cheer it on and tout the virtues. Anyway, so yeah, idiots, all those people at the top, and I mean all of them, and every GOP member, Mitch McConnell, all those motherfuckers, Marge Green, all of them got the vaccine before you. As they're talking shit on vaccines, as they're using this defund public schools, they're using vaccines as an excuse. No, that's just more money for Donnie and Leon to loot. You don't get the moral of the incident, do you? How much does it have to be in your face before you know you're being looted? Till you lose your government job after you voted for Donnie Shitbags? Yeah, so it's the vaccine thing is just a cover for, oh, we can steal that money too, the federal money that goes to schools. Because pretty much every school, demands that you have to have vaccines to bring your kids in. Almost every school. They know this. They just want the money. That's the goal here. They don't give a fuck about vaccines. JD has had the vaccine. Donnie's had the vaccine. What do you have to say now, Rubes? Is it really about vaccines? No, it's about Donnie and Leon looting the fucking place. Louisiana Department of Health ends mass vaccinations, bans seasonal vaccine promotion. You know why they're doing that? They want you to die as they take the vaccine. You fucking idiots. People mention the word culling. I hadn't heard that word in fucking decades. Maybe that's the plan here. I don't know. Because they all taking the vaccines, yet they telling you idiots at the bottom not to. You notice that? Nah, you don't believe it, right? You don't believe every single GOP member has taken the vaccine, including Donnie. They all have, whether you believe it or not. Yet down here at the bottom, They're ending mass vaccination, ban seasonal vaccine promotion. Why don't they want you to get the vaccines anymore? I wonder. Yet they take them all. I personally am not a big on vaccines. I don't like them, but it doesn't mean I have no faith in science whatsoever. I just don't want that shit in me. And of course, as a child, I had all the vaccinations I was supposed to have. I did not get the COVID shot. Never. Had COVID 3-4 times probably. Horrible spiritual illness. It fucks with your head differently than any illness I've felt before. I've had worse illnesses, viruses, etc., but COVID does something to your head. It's fucking with you. You think you're getting over it, you get it again. You think you're getting over it, comes back again. It's a very fucked up thing. So again, ask yourself the question, Rubes, why do they want the vaccines at the top for themselves, every single damn one of them, despite what you see them say on Fox News to you fools? And to act like they're down with the anti-vaccine cause. No, they're not. They get scared. They don't want to die. They take the vaccine. Yet they telling you not to at the bottom. Wonder why they're doing that. Elon Musk's Doge just posted classified U.S. intelligence data on its website, and officials are scrambling. HuffPost reports. Yeah, I woke up and saw this, and I was like, of course they did. They've got access to everything. They already have all of our information. All the information the judges told them they're not allowed to have, they all have it already. So the judges relate to the party, and apparently, I saw several sources that corroborated this. These fucking fools put classified info out there. It's really working out great, right, Roops? Got a bunch of Hitler youth. The oldest one's 25. Most of them college dropouts. One of them straight out of high school. Calls himself Big Balls. Is now a head administrator for a department of our federal government. As that rube I read about in the beginning is losing his lifelong career as a federal worker. How stupid do you fucking people feel? So yes, classified info going up because Leon and the Hitler Youth, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. They just want to grift as much money and power for themselves as possible in the new Reich. Literally. The Doge.gov website has been breached and the scope of information leaked is currently unknown. Every single Doge employee should be arrested. I agree. What right do those people and Leon have to our information? Just for that alone, they should be arrested, in my opinion. Let alone the leaking of classified information. Oh my God, Ukraine dipped the entire Russian Black Sea fleet into the world of shit with $270,000 of naval drones and sank its fucking flagship with 2 obsolete missiles. And the largest naval power of all time that has 11 carrier strike groups operating worldwide says it's not prepared to face Russia at sea. Indeed, that's Mr. Hegseth. I call him Rapey McHegseth, who's head of our fucking military they're addressing here with this comment, who said the American Navy could not take on the Russian Navy. Son, Russia barely got a Navy. Again, it invests no money into jack shit. I told you this yesterday. I've been telling you for years. That's why Ukraine is sinking their ships with drones and old-ass missiles and whatever else they can find laying around. Because Vlad and his buddies stole all the money, just like Leon and Donnie and all his buddies are doing right now to America. Are you happy? Again, I warned everybody. I warned the oligarchy. I said, do you want your country to be Russia? Naked, in your face, unashamed corruption, just like Vlad, and you best not talk about it, or you fall out a window. That's what you want. And what happened right after Donnie got elected? CEO gets capped on the sidewalk like a dog. You wanted it, right, guys? You wanted Russia for the tax cuts, for the Antichrist, whatever your reasons were, for the occult bullshit you read. So again, yeah, when a little country like Ukraine can defeat an entire navy of a country the size of Russia, yeah, they ain't got jack shit for us. 10 countries combined don't got jack shit for us. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Our military, invulnerable. Because no one has put the time, investment, and training like America has. Took it very seriously. Probably because the beast, or probably because, excuse me, the dragon knew he was going to be head of that someday. And he wanted to make sure he had something unbeatable by the next 20 fucking countries. And that's what we got. And that's at the beast's fingertips for all the people that think they have him on a leash. And no, the military won't say no with Hegseth in charge. And they're getting rid of every government employee they possibly can. And they're going to purge the military of anyone remotely disloyal. And it's going to be ugly. And I don't expect grunts to give up their paycheck for me or even their own family. That's how most humans are. They'll do anything for that paycheck to keep the rat race from catching up with them. So I have very little faith in humanity that the military is going to have some type of morals. Did the Germans have some type of morals when Hitler was grooming all of them to do what they did? No, they didn't. They went along. Why should it be any different this time? So yes, this person from outside the country boasting of the American military in a facetious way. Yet the head of our military is out there spouting Russian propaganda, saying we can't beat Russia's navy. What a joke. And how sad for America. We've got drunk-ass Hegseth drinking scotch at presentations, which I'll talk about in a moment. So yeah, the stories of him being an abject alcoholic are true. When you gotta have a glass of scotch with you as you're giving a fucking speech, you an alcoholic, son. Oh, here, the hole in Wormwood. Would you like to see it again? This is goddamn horrifying. Thanks, Rubes. You helped make this happen. Vlad would have never done this bullshit. Vlad would have been defeated by now if you would have got on board. If America really would have fucking lived up to their obligations. You Rubes helped make this happen. That's Wormwood with a hole in it. Chernobyl, which translates to wormwood. Damn, that's ugly, huh? I saw the explosion, too, that made that hole. It was enormous. And who knows what happened to this structure? The whole entire structure could be weakened around where the hole is, and that could collapse. Who knows what radiation's coming out? Who knows what effects it's going to have? Who knows if it's the Wormwood event described in the story I keep mentioning? Funny again how this happens during this time. Funny again how we're seeing bird flu creep up, human flu creep up. Also in the story, there's a bunch of plagues that take place because it's the tribulation, because it's the end of everything, because it's the reign of the Antichrist. Again, Satan's wrath, God's wrath, simultaneously. Guess which one is worse? You'll find out, you'll see, depending on which side you choose to stand on. Hopefully you make the right choice. One more time, would you like to see the hole in Wormwood in Chernobyl? Thanks to you guys cheering Vlad on, cheering Donnie on, who's a straight up Russian asset. Musk might as well be too. I get the feeling Musk is watching Donnie for Vlad. He's always there. They're even doing interviews together now. They're doing White Oval Office presentations now. They're so close. Leon's kid is telling Donnie to fuck off in the Oval Office, telling him to shut up, and he's not the president. Could you even make this shit up? Again, if I wrote that in a novel, the publisher would be like, get the fuck out of here. People would never let that happen. It's ridiculous. You know what? Reality's more ridiculous than fiction. Why? Because of stupidity and brainwashing. And sheep and automaton walking around. All little children that co-sign this, that couldn't see through it, that didn't see a 2-bit hustler in orange face. Oh, that's right. You'd vote for a 2-bit hustler in orange face as long as it had an R next to it because it's a team sport to you. I forgot. Again, this may be very historical, so you might as well take a good look, man. Part of the story is 1/3 of the waters get contaminated. 1/3 of the land gets contaminated. 1/3 of the animals die. That's in the story. Also, what's in the story? A star falls from heaven called Wormwood. Well, we don't need stars to fall from heaven anymore. We have missiles, rockets, drones, radiation. So Wormwood's in the story, the end times part. Because I know this Chernobyl saga has been a long time running, but now we got a hole in the dome made by a huge explosion. How much did this get weakened? How much radiation is going to come out? Is this whole structure going to collapse next week? Let's see what Zelensky had to say. Last night, a Russian attack drone with a high explosive warhead struck the shelter protecting the world from radiation at the destroyed 4th power unit of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Holy fuck. What have you rubes done? This shelter was built by Ukraine together with other countries of Europe and the world, together with America. All those committed to real security for humanity. The only country in the world that attacks such sites, occupies nuclear power plants, and wages war without any regard for the consequences is today's Russia. This is a terrorist threat to the entire world. The shelter at the Chernobyl NPP was damaged by this drone. The fire has been extinguished. As of now, radiation levels have not increased and are being constantly monitored. According to initial assessments, the damage to the shelter is significant. I would say any huge gaping hole in that dome, you know, that's a lot of rads that can come out of there, right? Right, Rubes? That helped egg this on. That, like, you know, oh, we'd rather be Russian than a Democrat, all that funny stuff. Would you rather be Russian now? With some Chernobyl radiation up your fucking ass? I bet you wouldn't. You like saying it, though. And if any of you cunts ever moved to Russia, you wouldn't last 5 fucking seconds in thug land, son. You ain't tough enough. Never was. They'd eat you fucking for breakfast. Every night, Russia carries out such attacks on Ukraine's infrastructure and cities. Russia continues to expand its army and shows no change in its deranged anti-human state rhetoric. This means that Putin is definitely not preparing for negotiations. I know, you think? I guess the negotiations didn't go well. And I don't see some in the future when the motherfucker's shooting drones and hitting the dome at Chernobyl. And is Putin a fucking moron, or was that a mistake? I hope it was a mistake, and Putin and his people are not that fucking stupid. Chernobyl's, you know, all that radiation, that's going to go right into Russia, you fucking idiots. So I hope that was at least a mistake. And I know Russians are fucking stupid, because there's really no culture there except thuggery. I hope you guys did that by mistake. Because all that juice is going to run right into Russia, baby. You want to have babies with 3 heads? Geniuses? Maybe stop shooting rockets at the nuke plant. Fucking idiots. But again, that's part of the story. Beast 1, Beast 2, they already here. Concentration camps, brown shirts, literally. Got the Sieg Heils. And people going to still talk this up, right? They still going to cheer it on. They're still going to cheer on their own destruction. I think I saw Rick Wilson or someone say that today. That's a good way to put it. But we see a lot of historical movements, fictional stories, etc. that go like this. A bunch of rubes, a bunch of sheep that think they wise are the demise of their own nation. How many stories have we seen like that? Just in, Texas measles outbreak doubles. Getting worse. Just in, 4th teenager dies from flu in San Diego County. Getting worse. Trump just fired 90 physicians, 350 nurses, at least 25 nurse practitioners, nearly 20 dentists, 85 plus pharmacists, 45 lab techs, all employed by the Indian Health Service to provide health care. This is going to have dangerous consequences for our indigenous brothers and sisters. Now we've got Native American medical practitioners that are being laid off in the hundreds. Again, does it look like they're building a government here, building a system of governance, or does it look like they're dismantling and looting the place and about to leave us in a very vulnerable position? And I wonder what's going to happen then. That's the part I'm worried about. Once we're weak and vulnerable and looted, which we're almost there. Who are they going to invite in to finish the job, or how are they going to finish us off? That's what I'm wondering. This is all noise until then. So yes, even Native Americans are going to suffer now because of all these hundreds of medical staff, doctors, that are being just fired because Donnie and Leon want to steal the money. That's the abject truth. Not exaggeration, not a lie. That's all that's happening. They just want to steal the money. Damn, who needs these Native American services? Fuck them. That's the way they look at it. Fuck the rube in the government job that he's been at all his life. And even though he's a rube, and even though he voted for this, I don't want to see anyone lose their job. That's why I was screaming from the mountaintops for 8 years. I was hoping I convinced enough people so that it would negate the rubes who vote against their own self-interest, who stick their own foot as far up their ass as they possibly can, in spite of us, because they know better. Well, again, you knowing better, so many of you out there walking around thinking you have wisdom, you've given away your children's future, your future, our country's future. It's all over, baby. It's going to be a whole new world. You won't recognize this country in a year. I promise you. The shock and awe of just the first month. What they've grifted and stolen in just a month. The amount of people they've gotten rid of, alienated, have all stressed out, have already lost their jobs. is staggering. So yeah, I imagine in a year, we're not even going to recognize this place. I already don't recognize it. Wyoming woman hospitalized, H5N1 bird flu confirmed, human case. Wyoming. Getting worse. Releasing critical info about a new human H5N1 case on a Friday night, Valentine's Day, is some next level bury the news nonsense. They're hoping no one notices while everyone's out to dinner. We see it. Indeed, we do. Those of us paying attention. And unfortunately, again, the reason I'm reading you these every day is because Donnie and Leon know some plagues are coming because they know who they are. That's one. Two, they would rather loot and tell the people that can warn us about these things that they're not allowed to communicate with us. That's how little they give a fuck about any of you people. Just so they can hide the fact of any outbreaks, any animal problems, any food problems. That should scare the shit out of even the lowest rube that has cheered this on and co-signed it 3 times. But it won't, because you're stupid. That's it. One more time, I want you to grasp this because this person has an excellent point. Releasing critical info about a new human H5N1 case on a Friday night, Valentine's Day, is some next level bury the news nonsense. They're hoping no one notices while everyone's out to dinner. We see it. For those of you that don't know what the news cycle is, well, that's Monday to Friday. So when you release an important news item on a Friday night, no one pays attention. No one cares. It kind of slips into the night. That's what they were hoping for with this. Glad the person made that point because I missed it. Because I'm paying attention every day, all day, son. Anyway, Trump's new minted Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who promised Congress he had his drinking under control, that's a quote, during his confirmation, is already taking swigs of bourbon at a NATO presser earlier this week. The guy's an alcoholic and shouldn't be leading our military. Well, that's just one reason why he shouldn't be. The other reason is he's a Nazi. The other reason is he's abject, unqualified. And here's Pete, one of the many times he swigged his glass of scotch or whatever the fuck it is. Pete's probably a scotch man. I could see that. That's him literally raising the glass at the event at the motherfucking podium. You know, like Don Jr. up on the stage, reaches his finger in his pocket so no one can see what's in there, what he's doing with his finger. And he brings it back up. Right on the gum, like fucking Scarface. Right out in public, on a stage, with other, notable figures near him. But let's talk about Hunter Biden, right, guys? Nothing wrong with Hegseth boozing it up while he's on official government business, right? Let's talk about Hunter Biden and the drugs he does and the hookers he sleeps with, when I guarantee Hegseth doing the same thing. And he doing drugs too. And booze. Don Jr., same thing. Doing coke all day, every day. Have you seen his podcast? My God. It's a coke fest. It's a fucking coke fest. And again, here's Hegseth with the glass raised right up to his mouth. And you can tell by his body language and the whole thing that he was a little nervous about it, that people would notice. You could tell he kind of felt like he was doing something a little wrong. And people may take note of it. That was Pete's body language. when he was drinking. The 3 or 4 times he raised the glass during the event. You fucking rubes. What have you done, man? Oh. And again, Hegseth embarrasses our nation. He's a leader of the army, unfortunately for us, thanks to the rubes. And he says our Navy can't take on Russia. Russia don't even have a fucking Navy. Anyway, top Canadian politician just urged 3 U.S. states to join Canada and get universal health care and no NRA. I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal every day and twice on Sunday, baby. Free health care and no NRA, no Wayne LaPierre grifting, buying $10,000 suits, using your money to do that to donors after he takes his $1 million salary from your donor money. All another scam, all another grift. But, again, Charlton Heston and jerk-offs get out there and they spout what the rubes with the guns want to hear. And they think their money's doing something. No, their money's just, going to politicians, going to Wayne LaPierre's suits that he buys, and his $1 million salary. That's all it went to. You did no good whatsoever. And all the fighting for the ARs and the assault weapons, all that did was get your children killed. And I wonder how you'd feel about it if it was one of your children it happened to. If it came knocking on your door like all this is about to. I wonder if you'd still love the gun so much. And if you did still love the gun so much, then there's something really wrong with you after that point. So top Canadian politician Elizabeth May suggested the 3 West Coast states of California, Oregon, and Washington would be better off becoming part of the Great White North. She said they would benefit from universal health care and stricter gun laws if they chose to secede. Oof. Playing Donnie's game here. That's what people need to do, too. And you know what? That's actually an appealing offer. I don't live in one of those states, but if they became Canadian provinces or they were about to, I'd probably move there. Because America fucking blows, man. Full of zombies, full of rubes that are way too easily fooled. And this country, most of all, is built on the just found platform of abject fucking greed like I've never seen. Doctors make less in European countries. Why? Because they're not as fucking greedy. That's why. It's a different culture there. Also, most European countries, they don't have the mass shootings and the gun violence every single minute of every day. Because, we didn't turn flooding the populace with guns into an industry. Or, Europe didn't. And Canada didn't. So they don't got to worry when they send their kids to school or to the movies or whatever. They don't got to worry about some psycho with an assault rifle with a 100-round clip coming in and making the rest of their life a fucking nightmare. Every American has to worry about that every day of their fucking life. It don't matter where you go, son. There's been shootings at everything you can think of here. So every day you leave your house, or every day your child leaves your house or leaves your site to go to school, you better give them a hug and a kiss and tell them you love them, because that could be the last motherfucking time you ever see them. And that's because you made it this way. You heard the talking points. You got played by the NRA, by the GOP that took all the NRA money and the gun lobby money, and you spouted the talking points. And your children died. And it's so bad you got to the point where you got hundreds of cops standing outside letting it happen. Because they too chicken shit to take on that AR. You think the police unions themselves, all the police officers across the country, you think they'd be in favor of getting rid of the AR. But they isn't. I guess they don't got to be afraid of it. They just sit back and, let kids get killed. So I think this is a great idea. I think it's a great joke, too. You want to make jokes about, calling Trudeau governor, saying Canada's going to be our 51st state. I guess they can make jokes about some of our states joining them, huh? That shouldn't upset you at all. The disaster about to hit millions of Americans, many on here cheering their own destruction. Okay, that was Fred Wellman. I got to give that quote, too. It's hard to contemplate. The entire thing will be almost impossible to comprehend, but only matched by the mental gymnastics they will take to blame anyone but Musk, Trump, and themselves. Yes, you three. You're the only ones to blame for what's about to go down and what's going down right now. That government worker that's losing his job and his whole family that thought MAGA was so cool. They don't think it's so cool anymore. I wonder why. Again, this attitude so many of you have that you heard Donnie, he said he was going to go on a revenge tour and you liked it. You liked the sound of that. Now that revenge is coming and hitting your doorstep. It hit a lot of your doorstep last time. I guess it didn't sway you. So this attitude of, let me vote for the guy that's going to hurt the people I don't like. How's it working out for you? Again, wait till a year from now what you see what this fucking hellscape looks like that you people have wrought. So yeah, this is spot on. What's about to happen is going to be terrible, and the Rubes are cheering on their own destruction along with the Russian trolls and Indian trolls and Saudi trolls online. You're all cheering on your own destruction. Doesn't make logical sense to those of us standing around watching it, does it, folks? There's a reason it doesn't make logical sense. It's supernatural. That's simple. And it happened in 1939, and it happened in Rome, and it had all the empires of the world. I could just go down the list that make up that beast in the story. 5 have passed, 1 is, and 2 are yet to come. That's the way it's presented. When the vision is given, when the revelation is given. Christ says 5 of the kingdoms have already come. 1 is, well, that would be Rome probably at the time. 1 is yet to come. That's us now, New Rome. That's why he said 1 is. Because Rome was running the world at the time. And 1 is yet to come. New Rome, the same as old Rome. That's why the vision came then. But I was assured they would never do anything to hurt veterans. Again, people, how many of you vets out there voting R, baby? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Let's read it. Department of Veterans Affairs dismisses more than 1,000 employees amid mass layoffs across federal agencies. All I know is my whole life I've been hearing vets complain about how the VA treats them. I'm not a veteran. I never had to deal with the VA, so I have no idea. But if it's government-provided health care by this government that doesn't give a fuck about its citizens in regards to that, I expect it probably isn't very good. Not that private health care is good either. We don't have the best medical results in the world. I don't know if you know that. Probably because most people can't afford it. And what good is the best medicine if 99% of people can't afford it? It's worthless. Fucking worthless. So yes, 1,000 employees mass laid off from Veteran Affairs. I'm sure that'll make all the VAs run so much better, right, guys? Right, all you vets out there that voted for this, that thought MAGA was cool. That just shows again how much Donnie cares about the veterans, about anybody. And again, the only reason it's getting shut down is because so they can loot the money and split it up amongst themselves. That's all that's going on, son. Hate to break it to you. Elon Musk's team at the so-called Department of Government Efficiency has posted classified information about the size and staff of a U.S. intelligence agency on its new website, raising bigger concerns about where Musk's programmers got this information and what they are doing with it. Indeed, it just proves, I don't know if they were just did that to flaunt it in her face, haha, we got your info, or they've really fucked up. And that's, gives the game away again. That tells us, yeah, they have all of our info. They have all the different agencies' info. They have federal employee info. They've got everything already. The Treasury, this country is fucking done. Stick a fork in it. And that's not an exaggeration. Like so many of you have said with other politicians in the past, this is different, son. Trust me. And if what you've seen so far, the Sieg Heils, the concentration camp, the brown shirt, the Russian-looking guys walking in taco trucks that don't even look American, yet they're throwing, they're trying to grab a Mexican to take him to jail, when those two cunts don't even look American. Going real good. Classified info being posted for the whole world to see via the Hitler Youth. What QAnon promised, what QAnon got. Excellent point. They said JFK Jr. was going to come back from the dead like the Messiah and lead the QAnon folk to glory. Instead, they got this guy. Let's blow him up. Take a good look at this fucking maniac. Fucking gack smackhead. Admitted heroin addict. I mean, look at this guy. When you hear him talk, he sounds like he's got, take a handful of gravel off the ground and put it down your throat. That's the way this cunt sounds when he talks. Someone said he looks like an old catcher's mitt. I agree. And he thinks he's the hottest thing since sliced bread. When he looks like a fucking demon. Sounds like one too when he talks. And the guy's gone. In the head, he's gone. He's been gone for years. Half the shit that comes out of his mouth doesn't even make sense. He's so gone. On that shit. Been doing drugs forever. So yes, what QAnon promised was JFK Jr. Instead they got RFK Jr. Oof. Much less special, I would say. Ian Miles Chong, he's a guy from like Indonesia or something, straight up MAGA dude, turncoat on his own people. I don't believe he's American. He's not the best looking dude, and he's another example of someone who's getting Russian money or funding from somewhere and got a right-wing grift going as a turncoat. Because unless you're a white straight male and alleged Christian, blah, 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 you have no business voting Republican, or unless you're a rich person. No one else should ever vote Republican. Doesn't even make logical sense. But, rubery. So Ian Miles had this picture up, I guess, and he wanted people to think a certain thing, I'm sure. Because no woman would ever date this kid, and that's obvious. And no woman would ever, date Potato Head Kirk and Shapiro and all these fucking idiots. So they have to do shit like this. And they have to grift and be traitors and do shady things in life so they can get girls and popularity and money. Because they've never had any of that before. They couldn't do it on their own, with their own charms, whatever gifts God gave them. So they got to be people like this. So someone says after they saw this post that this post gives me hope. You can be the ugliest chud on the planet, but as long as you have Twitter clout, you can bag a girlfriend. So everyone assumed this was his girlfriend. So here's Ian Miles about the picture. I was trying to think of a funny caption to post, but I have nothing really to say apart from Dubai is pretty awesome. Okay, I don't know why the fuck he's in Dubai, but whatever. So the girl from the picture, her name is Ada. It looks like ADA or Ada. She made sure after she saw the comment here that the gentleman said, this Ian Miles post gives me hope that an ugly fuck like him, just as long as they got a little fame, you can get a girlfriend. So the girl saw this, saw the picture Ian put up, saw the other gentleman's statement about the picture, and then she came right to the gentleman to let him know she's right under the picture here. And she says, in all caps, I am not the girlfriend. Exclamation point. He is my ex-husband's friend. A woman, rather than even for 1 millisecond being mistaken for Ian Miles Chong's girlfriend, made sure she went on international social media to let the world know in all caps, yeah, I ain't that troll's girlfriend. So goddamn embarrassing. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Attention HHS employees, firing notices are going out. I am in receipt of an email saying they will revoke your access as soon as you read the email that you've been fired. Please download everything you need before you open that email. Share far and wide. So this is somebody letting some government workers know. And this is a little trick that Leon's famous for as well. This is what he did to Twitter, Tesla. You get an email that says you're fired, and the second you open it, your access to everything's cut off, and a security guard shows up at your office and escorts you the fuck out. This is how these cunts do it. They don't give a fuck about anyone. And now they're taking this model and they've brought it to the government. The corporate cunt model, I call it, where you fire everybody and the people that are left do 17 jobs. Every corporation does it pretty much. Because they're all heartless cunts. And they've helped usher in the end of our world and the end of our country. I hope they enjoy reaping the whirlwind they have wrought. Because the rubes ain't the only ones to blame. So yeah, download everything, because again, they're making lists about us, right? So fair's fair, right, Leon? You fat fuck. Yeah, this is people again, think about these millions of government employees. Every day when they go to work now, they have to wonder, is this the day I'm gone? Because we got 2 sociopaths in charge looting the place. And the rubes don't even notice. And everyone's just going about their day as if it's not happening. And that's going to keep happening until it's too late. None of the protests are being reported on. There are protests across the country. But the press don't want to deal with none of that. They're too scared. Imagine every day a career you've had, like that rube in the beginning of this broadcast that I talked about. And after all the work and time you've put in, whether you voted for this guy or not, you still have the fear. Leon wants to fire you. Donnie and Leon basically told every federal worker except for the brown shirts, ICE. We want you to quit. And if you don't quit, we're going to lay your ass off. So take the offer while you still can. As Leon has $400 billion in the bank, or in Tesla stock, or however you want to look at it, and then gets another $440 billion in the first month. As he's cutting government down to nothing, so many people will starve because of this, be stressed out to the point they'll commit suicide. All kind of things will happen. Does pasty beluga whale ass Leon give a fuck about any of that? His fat fucking ass? Absolutely not. He just want to get fatter. Donnie too. Again, the lake awaits, people. And that's not, that's not an idle promise. That's a guaranteed promise. That's a guaranteed event. You think you can play this game, son, down here? Have millions of people worried over what one or two men are going to do regarding their lives? You will be repaid a millionfold. Enjoy the party now, fat boy. Both fat boys, actually. Enjoy the fucking party, man. Because there's going to be another party, lakeside, barbecue, marshmallows. It's going to be great. Guess who the guests of honor are? Leon, Donnie, and the dragon. And all his people that take the mark. You're all the guests of honor. But I have a feeling the first three in are going to be the head three. That thought it was also funny. God's little imp. Fucking joke that he is. It is. Whatever the fuck it is. Who fucking cares? It's just going to burn. It was dead from the beginning. Do you hear me? Dead from the beginning. Written. Done. Barbecued imp, son. Leon, from the beginning. Done. Barbecued beluga whale. Donnie shitbags from the beginning. Done. Barbecued shitbags. So have fun now, kids. It won't be so fun lakeside. It'll be fun for me. I'm looking forward to it. Because I'm going to remember all the damage you did as you screaming and crying right before that fire hit your ass. I'm going to think about all the people that worried about their jobs. Even if they were one of you fucking rubes, I'm going to be thinking about you too. Because that kind of stress on that kind of mass level, oof, that's evil. That's evil personified. And guess where evil personified goes? Right in the lake. And then we don't have to worry about it anymore. We don't have to worry about the Leons who want every dollar and everything for themselves. They'll just be gone. As if they never existed. For it was written from the beginning, their fate. For they will choose that fate, of course. And boy, did they. They think it's funny. They think it's cute. Making millions of people worried about their jobs. Worried about how they're going to survive, be they rube or not. We gonna see how funny it is at the barbecue. Okay, Leon? Can't wait to see you there. And I'll be there specifically. I promise. So today, Doge accidentally fired a shit ton of people that managed the USA's nuclear weapons. 4 years of this stupidity is going to get a lot of innocent people killed. Again, Leon's genius in his urgency to fire and loot, the same way he was urgent to fire and loot Twitter and show us all how much of a genius he was. What happened with Twitter was he fired so many people that he fired certain people that were critical. And according to Leon, he's the only one that's earned what he has on the merits by his own merit. And he doesn't need anyone else. He can run the company all by himself with like 6 Hitler Youth. That's Leon. He thinks he can actually do that. So he did the same thing at Twitter. He fired a bunch of people that were literally critical to running the fucking place. And he had to beg them to come back. I don't know who came back and who didn't. All I know is Leon fired a bunch of people. Real, oh shit, I need these people. Me and the Hitler Youth can't run this place. We're fucking idiots. I better call some of them people back up. And even though I laughed about firing and laying off all the Twitter employees as if it was a big joke, making people lose their jobs, the beluga whale Prince of South Africa, Naziville, who only made it because of his daddy's money, again, thinks it's a big joke to lay people off, call people parasites as he takes hundreds of billions of your money, straight welfare. Calls you parasites or the parasite class. No, son, the parasite class is, 5 million and over. That's the parasite class, literally. Who gets more handouts than those people? No one, not even close. So Leon, in all his infinite wisdom, which will have him ending up in the lake, that's how smart he is, laid off a bunch of Twitter employees, then realized, oh shit, I can't run the place with just me and the Hitler Youth. Let me call some people back. And again, I don't know who came back. So here we have the same thing. They laid off critical people in the nuclear, government industry. Very important, right, Rubes, wouldn't you say? And then you realize, oh shit, we didn't know that blanket that we were laying people off under had to do with nukes. Because we're stupid and we're just here to loot. And only like one of us even graduated college. And I'm talking about Leon and the Hitler Youth. Leon didn't even graduate college. He's just another college dropout. That's all Leon is. Four years of this stupidity is going to get people killed. No, they're going to get killed a lot sooner than that. And that's the intention. They want to kill people eventually. And they want worship. That's where this is all going. And what bigger narcissists are there or have ever been than Leon and Donnie? They're like the same person. They should marry each other or something. They'd be a great couple. Little X can tell Donnie to fuck off every day and shut the fuck up. And ask Leon why Uncle Donnie smells like shit all the time. Anyway, here's Miss Levitt. My God, this was amazing. It's official. Donald Trump has just announced he has banned the Associated Press from the Oval Office and Air Force One for refusing to recognize, you ready, Rubes? The Gulf of America. It's a direct assault on the Constitution and the First Amendment. Well, of course it is. That's kind of a given. But when you watch the video of Propaganda Barbie, and she's not even as pretty as Barbie, again, I must reiterate. Anyone who's 27 who looks 43, man, that's rough. Anyway, the AP getting banned for not acknowledging that the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America as Caesar has proclamated. When another reporter brought it up, she was asking Miss Levitt, well, what are your thoughts on, you mentioned the First Amendment and freedom and all that a minute ago. What are your thoughts on the AP getting banned for not acknowledging Gulf of America? Isn't that an issue constitutionally? Are you guys cool with that? And she got the biggest attitude, boy. She acted like she was talking to a bunch of children at a preschool. Maybe that's the only job she's ever had before this. I don't know her background, nor do I give a flying fuck where this soulless demon came from. So she starts flipping on the reporters in the crowd. I told you the other day, if any of you outlets tell lies, we're going to ban you. And it is a fact that it is called the Gulf of America. I was like, my jaw dropped. What am I watching right now? I'm watching a little girl get mad at a crowd because Caesar shit on the Constitution, used it to clean his shitty ass after, he filled the diaper. She's screaming at them, like, not screaming, but has that tone as if they're children. I told you. In other words, they're setting an example. If the press disagrees with Donnie in any way, shape, or form, ban. And that shit's going to get a lot worse, the censorship. We're sliding down the slope into real hardcore censorship. And I couldn't believe her tone of voice. I couldn't believe this child of 27 years old who married a 60-year-old talking down to reporters that are, I don't know, a million times smarter than her. All these people that work for Donnie think they're the smartest person in the room. No, they're the biggest dumbass in the room. None of them are educated well, not a one of them. None of them speak well. I'm talking all the way back to Spicy, Huckabee, this bitch, McEnany. They're not good. They're not smart. They're sycophants. That's it. That's the only qualification required. She's just another in a long line who will be tossed aside at some point, just like all the other ones were, I'm sure. The way she said it, like a little girl on the playground lying to everyone, and everyone knows she's lying. It's a fact that it's called the Gulf of America. What have you fucking rubes done? Oh my God. He's remaking the government to eliminate SpaceX competitors and secure contracts, shut down all criminal investigations into his companies, force American taxpayers to buy $400 million in armored cyber trucks. And that's just a short list. They're looting the place. They're dismantling it. And it's that simple and it's obvious. Anybody with the slightest bit of intellect can see. They're not building anything. They're just taking things apart and pocketing the money. That should tell you where we're eventually going. We're going to the downfall of this country, replacement of the dollar, because everyone's going to be desperate and vulnerable. We're all going to need a savior because of all the problems the Antichrist and the false prophet caused, and you rubes enabled by putting your name on it. So right when everyone's most desperate, that's when they'll come in. Don't worry, we got Donnie Coin. Just sign this little pledge of loyalty. We'll start you off with 20,000, 10,000. Replace your losses. And you just got to sign this little thing to participate in society. And take this just put this little thing on your hand, little sticker. Or maybe it'll go in your hand, maybe a little chip. Who knows how they want to do it? The image will be that new AI they're building. The currency will be Donnie Coin. And, we'll have that satanic Reich, white supremacist utopia that Alex Jones and all those people that have literally been working towards as they've been pretending to be Christians. They were really Satanists all along. And I'm not even joking. Whether they get on their knees and say, I love Satan, I worship thee, or they just act as the hand of Satan via their actions and lies and defamations and snake oil sales, etc. Doesn't matter if they actually say, I denounce blah, 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 and I worship blah, blah, blah. Don't matter. When you're the literal hand of Satan incarnate, doing his work, that's you, rubes. Whether you agree, disagree, like me, don't like me, like liberals, don't like liberals, That's what you are. I suggest you turn away. But you know better. Multiple lawmakers here in Munich told me U.S. congressional delegation presented Zelensky with a piece of paper. You know what? I don't even need to read this. I'd rather just say it. Because I know the whole story. I don't need to read it to you. And the story is this. Couchfucker Vance fails bitch, literally. And Mr. Rubio, I believe it was, hopped a flight to Ukraine in a big hurry. And they basically presented a piece of paper, or asked Zelensky about a piece of paper that was presented him a few days ago by an ambassador, because everybody else was too chicken shit to put their name on it first. They made some ambassador do it. Presents Zelensky with a paper that he had to sign that says, you give America 50% of your mineral rights for this whole country. Extortion. Literally. We already promised to help these people years ago when they gave up their nukes. We asked them to give up their nukes. We said, you got your back. Then comes Donnie Shitbags and the Rubes, who don't care about promises or allies or anything. They just care about owning the libs and their team winning and who they hate. So you got a man whose people are being raped, murdered, pillaged, plundered, humiliated, starved, don't have electricity in a lot of places because of Russia's bombings and missiles, being rained missiles and bombs every night, drones. Then you have these two cunts in service of Leon Scum and Donnie Shitbags show up. Rubio and Vance. Two fucking pathetic demons showing up in a righteous man's face, a man who has balls, something J.D. Vance never motherfucking had, nor Mr. Rubio, nor Leon, nor Donnie Shitbags. Not once has those four men impressed me with their macho-ness, manliness, spine, dignity, decency. Not once. So these spineless cunts are in Zelensky's face saying, sign the paper, give us 50% of your mineral rights, or we're not going to help you no more. Some more extortion, just like last time when Donnie called up and asked Zelensky, hey, could you just make some shit up about Hunter and Joe and help me out here? I need you to do me a favor. I have these weapons for you and shit, but I need you to do me a favor, though. Straight up extortion. Straight up quid pro quo. Again, he got impeached for it last time. And he was guilty as fuck, and you all know it. And he should have been removed from office. So he's got the keys again. And instead of a perfect phone call, he just sends his two little cunts who lost their spine a long fucking time ago and never had no balls. Rubio and Vance. Again, dare to go and to be in the righteous man's presence, Mr. Zelensky, with their demon ass, their worthless waste of oxygen ass, and try and extort the entire country again, who's being attacked by a fucking literal demon, Mr. Putin. Rape, pillage, kidnapping, murder. And Zelensky has to stand there while these two cunts are in his face, trying to get him to sign a paper. He didn't sign it as far as I know. Because I don't even think he has the right to give 50% of the mineral right. There are companies, I'm sure, that own different things. And Zelensky just... In other words, Zelensky isn't Caesar like Donnie is Caesar. And Zelensky ain't trying to be. So he can't just sign over 50% of the rights. But to even ask, to even... All I can say to Mr. Vance and Mr. Rubio, I guess I have to give you a warning first. Turn away. Because as of now, both of your names are on the list. The list for the lake. And they're kind of close to the top, too. How fucking dare you, worthless fucking cretins, even attempt to extort that man after what him and his people have been through. On behalf of fat-ass Leon and fat-ass Donnie. Oh my God, people. You have such a date with the lake. Mr. Vance, Mr. Rubio. You don't even know. I hope you had fun with Mr. Thale. Whatever you two are up to. I hope you had fun wishing Donnie would croak and you could take his spot. The problem is there's someone ahead of you in line. He's from South Africa. And he weighs about 225 or 250 because he's fat as fuck. And I'm sorry, Mr. Vance, he would be president before you. You're on the couch, so to say, but that's where you want to be, right? Couch fucker. In other words, we have two presidents. And one's seeming a little more in charge than the other lately. And he's not even American. In fact, he's an illegal alien. Ironically enough. But, you know, since when did hypocrisy matter to MAGA or Donnie or Leon or Rubio or Vance? All I can say about those four individuals, Leon, Donnie, Rubio, Vance, you have a guaranteed date with the lake. I promise you. Because I know you won't turn away. You're not wise enough. And you're too deep into it. So I'll see you at the lake as well. And I assume your name will not come off the list. Because why would you repent of any of these things, right? It's success, right? That's all that matters in this world. Success, it doesn't matter how you get there. You know, extorting presidents whose people are being murdered and raped and stolen from and kidnapped. As long as it makes you more successful. Hey, it's just business, right? Isn't that what you people all love to say? When you put a knife in someone's back at work. If you're their boss or not. Hey, it's just business. I guess we can say that at the lake too, right? Because some of us will be in charge of certain activities there. So I guess we can just say the same thing as we're throwing you in, huh? Hey, it's just business, man. Sorry. You know how it is. Don't have any emotions about it, though. Might have to get someone to escort you out the building. Arizona reports H5N1 genotype D1.1 in Maricopa County dairy herd. So that's in Arizona now. We got some animal problems. U.S. conditionally approves vaccine to protect poultry from bird flu. Now we've got chicken vaccines, huh? I don't even want to know what's in that. This cracked me up earlier. This picture of Leon with the super large pupils. I'm not finding anyone that says it's fake. So I'm assuming it's real still. Unless, you know, maybe someone else has some info that I don't have. So they took that picture with Leon with the enlarged pupils. And they did a little Aliens parody, and it's fucking brilliant. Look at how scared Sigourney is. And look at the new Asian Leon. Who almost looks like a fucking mannequin or something. And he's got the mini Leon coming out of his mouth. You know, like in the Alien movie, the aliens, I don't know if you've seen it, they have a smaller head and mouth or mouth that comes out of their bigger mouth and kind of can project forward like Leon's is doing. And Sigourney looks scared shitless, man. And hey, technically Leon is an alien. He's an illegal alien. This cracked me. I did not expect. I'm just going through my thread, and bam, this just like a slap in the face. It's genius. There's some real meme geniuses out there. I'm not good at that type of shit. I guess I'm better at just talking. But these, I mean, no, this is genius. I'm more impressed by this one meme than anything Leon's ever done in his entire life. Donnie too. It's incredible. You want to look at it one more time? I think you do. I know you do. Leon's looking mighty Asian lately, isn't he? Got real carried away with some Botox or something. Facelift, Botox. I don't even know what the fuck that freak's got going on lately. Texas measles outbreak crosses over to New Mexico. Uh-oh. It's getting worse again. Let's not panic here. I'm just trying to give you the updates each day. Daddy make Donald bark. Again, yes, remember the other day, Leon and his son. He told Donnie that he's not the president. And he told Donnie to shush up. You saw that. You witnessed it right in front of the cameras. Why is this South African oligarch always around? In the Oval Office? In interviews on Hannity? Why is he always around? And why is his little son telling Donnie to fuck off? You can't make the Antichrist and the false prophet's son told the beast to fuck off. And he's not the president. I can't believe I'm seeing this stuff. And I know who these two people are. And don't worry, you'll understand soon and you'll agree with me that they're those people. I don't know how you couldn't agree with me yet. All the things you've seen. But you'll get there, don't worry. But for a lot of you, it'll be too late when you get there. Again, here he is again, looking very pouty. Leon, I'm talking about. Look at that, he's got his pouty model face on. He's looking a little less Asian, but there's still some facial action, Botox, something going on there. I don't know, man. So yeah, why on Hannity you got to have both of them like they a couple or something? What is this? Again, I don't remember any other presidents, be they Republican or Democrat, having a random South African oligarch who happens to be the richest man in the world have an office like 5 feet away from, do interviews with him. Now, what would be normal? Here's the evidence. Actually, I'm glad I thought of this. I'm glad I went this direction. Normal would be if J.D. Vance was sitting where Leon is sitting. And they were doing it. Now, that would be perfectly normal. The vice president and the president doing a little interview together. This is not normal. A random South African oligarch next to the president all the time. Even in interviews, even at the Oval Office, etc. What the fuck is this? I know what it is. It's called supernatural. That's what it is. Seems like Leon's everywhere Donnie is. And Leon was doing some weird kind of head gestures and looks when Donnie would talk. And I personally think part of the reason he's always around is he's watching Donnie for Vlad. Making sure Donnie doesn't turn. But he's gonna turn. On everybody, he always does. And I can tell, especially after the other day, Leon's little son telling him to fuck off in the Oval Office in front of the cameras. As Leon's giving a speech, no one gives a fuck what Donnie has to say. Leon's the center of attention. His son's talking abject shit to Donnie. It's so fucked up. Fucking rubes. What have you fucking done to our country? Ugh. Forest Service fires 3,400 people after deferred resignation deadline passes. It's like, okay, you didn't want the pay till September. Fuck you. You're fired now. And it's not funny. But again, you were all warned, people. And how much of you Forest Service people did you, how many of you voted for this fucking maniac? That just cost you your job or your career. 3,400. I thought Donnie was the expert on forest fires and was the expert, such an expert he could tell Gavin Newsom how to stop fires in California. Yet he's laying off 3,400 people from the Forest Service. That's not going to help with forest fires. Oh, that's right. Donnie doesn't care about none of that. He just wants to steal that money. That's all. Okay, I'm going to end it with this. This was an interesting thought. I told you when we're weak, vulnerable, looted, maybe they're going to invite some foreign enemies in or someone to finish us off. It would not surprise me in the least. Here's another take on it. Hey, America, you know what Trump and RFK Jr. are making you particularly vulnerable to? Biological weapons attack. You are going to be a sitting duck. Yeah, telling people not to take vaccines, all the different bullshit they're doing, no advisories. Let's cut medical staff for indigenous people. There's a plan here. They all took the vaccines again, every single damn one of them. Don't throw a name at me from the GOP. I know they've all taken it. Guarantee you. So why are they telling you not to? And I don't even like vaccines, and I'm saying this. Because again, I live in reality. And I know they've all taken the vaccine. Yet when they're talking to you rubes, they're talking like they anti-vaccine when they're not. There's a reason for that. There's an agenda. And I know a lot of people that got the COVID vaccine, they're just fine. But again, me personally, I just didn't want it. Biological weapons attack. That's a good point. I didn't think of that one. They've already pretty much taken us down in every other way but physically. You got to police us somehow, use the American military, use a combination of American military and foreign military to watch the American military the same way we have a foreigner watching Donnie. We have someone watching Rubio. Probably got somebody watching Vance too, unless Vance is the watcher. I don't know. Biological weapons attack. Interesting perspective. As they're telling everyone not to take vaccines. As they're saying we're going to take any money from any schools that vaccinate. Or require it. Mandate it. None of this is going to a good place. They are dismantling everything. What does that tell you? Leon's taken $440 billion in the first month, and he claims to be saving you money. He isn't saving you any money. He's just lining his pockets. In the first month, he was so eager to do it. They were so eager to start dispersing the money. They gave $500 billion to Altman. They're giving $400 billion to Leon. And they're giving Leon another $40 billion. That's just for openers. There are so many things per day I could talk about. It's endless. And that's the point. The chaos, the urgency. They need this to happen quickly. They're not wasting any time because they don't have a lot of time. And every day I become more and more convinced that they know they don't have a lot of time. Because they're like chickens with their heads cut off. I mean, Leon got so carried away they fired people that are actually critical and they had to say, "Oh yeah, you're not fired. Never mind." But just remember the end goal of it all. Satan from day one. He wanted to be God and he wanted to be worshipped as God. So he's been trying since the beginning of time to do two things. Stop Jesus Christ's birth through genetic tampering. That did not work. The line of Christ was preserved. He was born, obviously, by what's happening now. It's really convinced me what I'm saying, despite how I feel about it all. So Satan's goal, if you know or if you study what I've studied and pondered what I've pondered for many years, you realize the goal of every empire that rose, that's part of that beast described in that story, was Satan's attempt to bring his reign, his system to humankind and have them outright worship him, not behind closed doors, not just pagans, not just witches, not you know what I mean? Outright out in the open, the entire world based on him. So since Satan's wanted that since the beginning of time, and what we're seeing right now is a mockery trinity of the real trinity, the dragon, the false prophet, and the beast. Satan will get his worship via the beast. They'll ask you to worship the beast and his image. What does Donald Trump, if he is the beast and I'm correct, if he's the Antichrist, what does he represent? What is he the other side of the equation to? The negative side. Jesus Christ, the Messiah. That would be his role in the false trinity. People worshiped Christ because he was 1/3 of the Trinity. Therefore, he was God and man at the same time. So they look at Christ as a deity as well. So there's a Trinity on the Christian side, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Christ is part of that. People worship Christ. Through Christ, God the Father receives worship as well. Well, that's what Satan's trying to do. When you worship the image and the beast, you are worshiping Satan. Satan gets his worship via his Messiah on earth. That's what he wants in the end. That's what Donnie wants in the end. All this other grifting and all that, that's just greed and grifting. What any child born of Satan would do. But that's not the point. The point is the same point as the beginning of history. This entity called Satan, the imp of God, I call him. God's special little creature. All he's wanted from second one is to be God, to be worshipped as God by God's children. This is his final big attempt at that. So many of you will be asked to worship the image, take the mark, worship the beast. Of course, it won't be worded that way. But you'll know what you're doing. It'll be clear. You can't be tricked into it. They're not allowed to. That's not how it works. Everyone will be Be given a clear choice. And you're going to have to make that choice. And that will have eternal consequences for you. For if you take it, you are now irredeemable. I promise you. Once you take it, there is no going back. Your fate is sealed forever. So eventually they will ask you to do this. I don't know how much longer it'll take. My range again is 3.5 years from the second he took over as president. That's my clock, my interpretation. Of course I could be wrong. I'm human. But I can just feel it, man. Again, I wouldn't be doing this every day. It ain't fun for me. I'm dead fucking tired. I still got to go work every fucking day and survive. And it's hurting what I'm trying to do, doing this. I'm still doing it though. Because this is the real work right here. And I won't get any glory for it. And I won't get any money for it. Especially in this world. But I'm doing it anyway. Because I understand how imperative it is. How important it is. Whether I like some of you people out there or not. That has nothing to do with it. I just want to see as many turn away from Satan as possible. Because honestly, I hate Satan. I hate his guts. And I can't wait till he's thrown in the lake. And I wanted him to be as deprived of as many of you as possible. So that's part of the goal I'm trying to achieve. So I hope some people turn away. And I hope the ones that never co-signed it, when they still have to face this moment as well. Even though you've never put your name on this, I want you to beware. You're still vulnerable. They're going to ask you too to make a choice, and it's going to cost you if you don't, and it's going to cost you if you do. Even though you never put your name on this at any point, there's still going to come that choice. Do you want to put your name on it now? You still can. Just sign this little loyalty pledge, or just say this statement out loud. I renounce blah, 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 and worship blah, blah, blah. So even though those of you that never supported it, you're still in jeopardy, you're still in peril, you still should be listening. You still should be strengthening yourself in every way. Because this is going to be hard, man. It's already hard for some people. It's going to get real hard. Prepare your mind, your spirit, and your body for it, and I'm dead serious. Till the next episode, have a wonderful evening.